San Francisco, California. Travis Mitchell has lived in Greenville, California since he was 5. The 34-year-old returned to his home a week ago to find it still standing, although it smelled like smoke, the food in his fridge had rotted, and one of his goats had been eaten by wolves. A month earlier, Mitchell had evacuated just before flames engulfed the small former mining community he has called home for most of his life. "The town's pretty much gone," Mitchell said of Greenville, which had about 1,000 residents before the Dixie Fire burned it to the ground. "Down the road from me, all my neighbors are gone." He said he got lucky that the wind changed and his home was spared. A few buildings, including 2 stores and part of the high school, survived, but officials said about 3/4 of the structures in Greenville burned down. The Dixie Fire, which is now 75% contained, has destroyed 1,300 structures and charred more than 400,000 hectares, 1 million acres, across Northern California, making it the second largest wildfire in state history. "It looks like a big graveyard," Mitchell said. "There's nothing to look at other than chimneys and metal." Decades of poor management has allowed forests on the U.S. West Coast to grow dense. Climate change is increasing the likelihood of droughts that dry out that fuel, and the region is currently experiencing a 20-year-long megadrought. Together, these conditions have made it more likely that catastrophic megafires will erupt in California. 15 active wildfires have forced more than 4,000 people to evacuate across the state, which has seen more than 900,000 hectares, 2.25 million acres, burned so far this year, a total that was almost unimaginable decades ago. But fire season is far from over, with experts saying it could extend longer than usual into December this year. U.S. President Joe Biden touched down in California this week amid the wildfires, pledging a series of measures to combat the problem and linking the record blazes to climate change. "We can't ignore the reality that these wildfires are being supercharged by climate change," Biden said during a news conference in Sacramento on Monday. Biden said he surveyed damage from the Caldor Fire in the Sierra Nevada mountains, which has burned more than 80,000 hectares, 200,000 acres, and 1,000 structures to date, and was 68% contained as of Tuesday. Homes, precious memories destroyed, air quality degraded, local economy stopped in its tracks, and nearly 200 people in the area forced to live in shelters, he said about the toll the wildfire has taken. Back in Greenville, where a mandatory evacuation order was lifted on September 3, residents who have returned are taking stock of what they lost. "It's ashes and twisted metal," said Ken Donnell, owner of Donnell's Music Land on Main Street, about the community. Donnell builds and repairs string instruments, inheriting the tools from his grandfather. He lost his business and home to the fire. With decent insurance, he had a softer landing than other residents and found an apartment nearby, but he said many people were underinsured or had no insurance and were living in tents. "The question of whether to rebuild hangs in the air. We were barely hanging on by our fingernails before," Donnell told Al Jazeera in a phone interview. "At 68, do I have the oomph to do that?" For his part, Mitchell said he was debating whether to move out of Greenville altogether. But he has 3 years left to pay off his home, and that is one reason to stay, for now. A 2-hour drive from Greenville is the town of Paradise that was destroyed by the 2018 Camp Fire. Paradise was a larger, wealthier town than Greenville, but 3 years later, Paradise still has not recovered, Mitchell said. "They say they're going to rebuild," he said of Greenville. "They'll get a gas station up, and a few homeowners will rebuild, but I don't know. There's just not much money here."